it was really just horrifying at home, getting texts like, he's just getting worse, he's getting worse. And every message was, he's getting worse.
A Manitoba family experienced a parent's worst nightmare when their 2-year-old son began struggling to breathe. They took him to hospital where it was determined the child was not getting enough oxygen and needed to be intubated in the intensive care unit. On December 28th, Mike Knox says his son Harvey had been coughing and wheezing for 24 hours, which was cause for concern. Over the course of the day, Knox and his wife Alexa noticed their son was not getting any better. In fact, he was getting worse.
And it was kind of scary because he just was starting to go downhill at home really fast.
Alexa says her husband rushed Harvey to the Children's Hospital in Winnipeg, where medical staff gave Harvey medication and an oxygen mask to see if that would help. It didn't, and Harvey's health continued to decline at a rapid rate.
He just kept getting worse and worse. His breathing was getting worse. He was kind of really just struggling to breathe a lot more. And it was about 2 a.m. When they decided to transfer him into the pediatric ICU.
Harvey required intubation, a life-saving procedure when someone can't breathe on their own. The toddler spent the next 5 days in critical condition, hooked up to the machine, pumping oxygen into his body.
And it was just a super scary time because we didn't know what was going to happen at that point.
Finally, Harvey improved enough to be taken off the machine, his breathing stabilized, and eventually he was able to go home with his parents on January 9th. Doctors determined Harvey didn't have COVID-19. The issue was Harvey's asthma was exacerbated by a common cold infection, which resulted in acute respiratory problems. Harvey's parents say they can't imagine what their life would be like today if the intubation machine was not available for their son in his time of need.
Because of COVID, I mean, that is generally a very realistic scenario that could have happened.
To not have it available would be just the scariest thought. Because especially with numbers climbing and the number of ICU patients increasing.
According to Shared Health, there were 23 patients on ventilators Tuesday morning, with hundreds still available for patient care. There are 96 patients currently in intensive care. As for Harvey, his parents say he is still a little weak from the experience, but he is doing well, recovering and getting stronger every day. In Winnipeg, Mark Neufeld, City News.